Mount Ashland is one of those trails that, if you live in the Ashland, Jacksonville, Medford triangle, you're sort of required to hike it. It's up there with Upper and Lower Table Rocks and Roxy Ann. Like many folks, I started this trail at the Mount Ashland Ski Area, which is good because from there you can see the iconic soccer ball and hints of the views you'll enjoy at the summit. You can start the trail at a few other points, Mount Ashland Road, Grouse Gap, or Bull Gap trailheads. Those are longer, and I'm probably going to do those later in the year. Since this was my first time at Mount Ashland, the starting point of the ski area was fine. The sign of the ski area tells you the peak is 1 mile, which seems very doable, but keep in mind that you're going to gain about 1,400 feet in the 1 mile. The trail starts on that elevation gain just past the ski area buildings. As you work your way up the trail, you're going to pass several ski lifts, sitting motionless, waiting for the winter snows and skiers. Sometimes, like the day I was there, you'll see and hear the folks that maintain the ski runs working on clearing down trees or cutting trees to make the ski runs wider and safer. The climb is a little steep, but you'll keep getting views of the bright white soccer ball at the peak to inspire you. Shade is few and far between on the trail up, so a good wide-brimmed hat, sunglasses, or an umbrella hat is a good idea. Looking back down the trail, it becomes very clear how quickly you're gaining altitude. The trail puts you in a northeast facing position, so you have a view of Roxy Ann and Mount McCaughlin. The trail has 3 switchbacks on the way up to make the ascent a little easier, and you'll be crossing several ski runs with some of the names related to Shakespeare plays. It's Mount Ashland, so Shakespeare references are to be expected. It being July when I did this hike, the spring flowers were all gone, but there were a few hardier summer flowers along the way to provide a little color here and there. When you reach the topmost ski lift and the soccer ball, go past the ski lift and look to the right. You'll see 2 basalt rock outcroppings with a building and a red-colored antenna between them. Head there before making the climb up to the peak. The outcropping on the right will give you a northeast view of the Rogue River Valley and Medford. The outcropping on the left looks southwest towards Mount Shasta and the Pacific Coast Ranges. I took a break at the outcropping on the left. Mount Shasta still has snow on it even in July, and looking at it reminded me of Mount Rainier. Walk back down the road towards the soccer ball and up the hill to it. The massive white ball contains microwave relay equipment, radio antennas, and signal routing gear. Basically, it's a huge telecom hub built to withstand Mount Ashland's extreme winter snows and winds. At the ball, turn right up the trail to the summit. It's a little steep, but not too challenging. The view is of course spectacular. Unlike the viewpoint at Roxy Ann, there was no backup of other hikers wanting to enjoy the view, so I stayed there for quite a while soaking in the view. I also spent some time thinking about the hike back down. The trail would only be a mile long, but the steep decline would be a little hard on the knees, and my prosthetic leg doesn't handle steep declines very well. I checked my AllTrails map, which showed a small trail that connected the access road going down the other side of Mount Ashland to the Pacific Crest Trail. The PCT then connected back to the access road of the Mount Ashland Campground, and then it was just a short walk back to the Ashland Ski Area. This looked very inviting, so I started the walk back down along the access road. The walk down the hill is very exposed. There's no shade whatsoever. However, it is an easy walk, and you will have a view of the valley to enjoy. At the bottom of the access road is where AllTrails showed there was a connecting trail to the PCT. I couldn't find it. I walked up and down the trail a couple of 100 yards, but found nothing that even looked like a bushwhacked social trail. I could have hiked around to the Grouse Gap trailhead and connected to the PCT there, but that was another mile, and I was down to my last liter of water, and it was hot. So, along the road to the Mount Ashland Campground and Ski Area I walk. It's almost flat, making it an easy walk. The only problem is the occasional car or truck that goes by. 99% of the folks driving by slow down to minimize the road dust they kick up, but there's always that 1% who don't. The Mount Ashland Campground has 9 campsites, bathrooms for men and women, and the campsites have steel barbecue grates, a picnic table, and just enough room for a 2-person tent, maybe 3 or 4-person tent in a couple of the larger sites. Looking at them from the perspective of a hammock camper, I saw the sites would be challenging. The trail back down isn't as interesting as the hike up and at the views of the summit, which are horizon-spanning and awe-inspiring, but I recommend doing this as a loop, starting at the ski area anyway, just to save your knees. In the end, Mount Ashland isn't just another must-do local hike. If you're a hiker in the Southern Oregon area, make time for this one. Go slow if you need to. Take breaks. Wander over to the basalt outcroppings. Let the wind hit your face. Let the views remind you how lucky we are to have landscapes like this in our backyard. And when you reach the top, stay a while. Soak it all in. Mount Ashland rewards anyone willing to hike it. Thanks for watching. For more from Amputee Outdoors, click the subscribe button and the like button. Visit www.amputeeoutdoors.com for hiking gear reviews, tips, and tricks. See you out there!